I've been traveling for about 2 years on the road.
Really?
Yep. Hitchhiking.
Traveling where?
Everywhere, anywhere I want to travel.
Really?
Yeah. East Coast, West Coast, Middle Coast.
So you just hitch a ride, go to the next town.
Yep. Hitchhiking, train hopping. Doesn't matter. Get there somehow. Yeah.
So how do you make your living doing that? Busking.
Doing this, busking.
Yeah, you know that term?
Yeah.
Yeah, we use that term.
Not many people know that in America.
Really?
Yeah, busking.
Busking. No, busking is popular.
Oh yeah. Anywhere else but America, people know what busking means.
Really?
Oh yeah.
Okay. But you do have people that busk. They just don't.
Definitely. Well, buskers typically call it that, but the majority don't call it that.
So when you say you just go to another town and you do this, you just play. You make enough to live on?
Yeah, I sufficiently eat and smoke my cigarettes and do whatever.
And what made you do this? Why are you doing this?
I think I listened to too much Woody Guthrie when I was a kid. So I just started doing it. I met some people who did it and started traveling.
How old are you?
I'm 22. I'll be 22 in May.
So you didn't pursue college or anything? Or?
I did a year of college, and it wasn't for me. And then I did a 6-month job on a conservation corps, but that's where I met the travelers and fell in love with it.
So you fell in love with this lifestyle?
Oh yes,
traveling.
definitely.
And where were you brought up?
I was brought up in Phoenix by my mom and dad.
Okay.
Yeah.
And where have you been?
Let's see. I've been. We'll start on the West Coast: California, Oregon, Washington, Utah, Arizona, obviously.
So pretty well.
Pretty much everywhere.
Everywhere.
Except that I haven't traveled the East Coast so much.
Where do you sleep? Where do you?
Anywhere. Anywhere that I feel comfortable sleeping.
You mean you sleep outdoors?
Outdoors,
You
yep.
do?
Under the stars.
Really?
Camping on low or no dollars. Yep.
Every day?
Every day. Yeah.
You have a swag?
Yeah, I got my bag. I got a sleeping bag.
And you do this together?
No, I actually just met this guy.
Oh, you did?
Yeah.
Okay.
But right now I'm staying at my friend's house, and then in May I'm going to start traveling to the West Coast.
Okay.
To go to.
So you'll just sleep in the park or something?
Yeah, I'll sleep wherever. I mean, I try to stay out of the eyes of the police because they don't like it so much.
Yeah.
But right now I'm staying in the backyard with my friends, and anywhere, pretty much anywhere where no one's
So
gonna
in 2
find me.
years doing this, what's the kind of biggest adventure you've seen or you've had or?
Oh man, I don't know. That's a tough one. I would say my last summer I traveled up and down the West Coast all summer, and that was pretty fun going to Haight-Ashbury and San Francisco and LA and going up to Portland and Seattle and riding freight trains. I got caught on my first freight train finally in California.
So you just what do you call it? What's it called here?
What, train hop?
Yeah, train hopping.
Yep.
So you just run on the tracks and
I typically wait till it stops, but it depends. It depends on the yard you're in. If there's a railroad guard or a railroad bull, and he's a pretty heavy watcher, you typically try and catch it on the fly.
And what happens if they catch you?
It depends where you go, because it's private property, and usually they'll give you a trespassing ticket, which I didn't get. I got a ticket for riding train. And since it's freight train riding is illegal because of train bandits, people who rob the trains.
Right.
But that includes anybody on a train while it's moving is illegal.
So have you ever kind of got in here and real tough fixes on the road?
In Los Angeles, I was walking through a pretty bad part of Los Angeles, and this man was high on drugs, and he pulled a gun on me, and I told him that this is my house on my back, and I'm willing to fight for it. And it was just a little gun, so I wasn't too afraid. I mean, I know guns, and I figured with that size gun, it's going to take a couple shots to stop me from stopping him. So I pulled out my protector knife, and
so you had a knife, you had a small gun,
and he said I wasn't worth his time and walked away. Yeah, that was pretty scary, but at
Must
the
have been
time,
like a Paul Hogan moment. You see
Yeah,
it?
it's-
Now this is a way.
yeah, that ain't a knife. This is a knife.
This is a-
Yeah, exactly, exactly. And yeah, I think he wasn't willing to use his gun, and he saw in my eyes that I was about to use my knife, and it wasn't worth his time. So that was a pretty sticky situation.
So how long are you going to do this for?
I don't know.
Can you see yourself doing this like for a long, long time? Or you get sick of it?
I don't think I would ever get sick of it, because whenever I stop for a long period of time, I get the itch to travel. I really, it's kind of an addiction. It really is. Yeah, because you never know where you're gonna go, who you're gonna meet. You know.
What about sleeping, on the streets? Does that not get tough? And
No. I mean, there's
do you ever
plenty
just
of
say,
food.
look, I just want a bed?
Yes, definitely. But sometimes, as they say, home is where the heart is, and my heart's in my chest. So anywhere I go is my home, and I'm comfortable anywhere.
So what do your family think of what you're doing?
My mom thinks I'm crazy, and my dad, he's an old timer, so he thinks it's pretty romantic and very interesting. So I think my mom likes the fact that I'm actually like writing a book about what I'm doing.
Really?
So she's kind of accepting it more than she was 2 years ago when I started.
Cool. So you going to play for us?
Yeah.
Cool.
Go
Go ahead.
All right. This is called Rest Stop Mansion. All right.